Good morning. Good morning, my dear participants. So today we are in the day 4 of our 5-day faculty development program on advancement in manufacturing technology. So in the first session, so we have with us our expert speaker, Professor Ganesh Prasad Shukla. He is the assistant professor at Department of Industrial and Production Engineering at School of Studies of Engineering Technology, Guru Ghanshidas Vishwavidyalaya, Bilaspur. His area of research includes manufacturing strategy, sustainable manufacturing, green manufacturing strategy, industrial engineering, operation management, green supply chain and management. Professor Shukla has published numerous papers in international conferences and journals of international repute. He is also headed with numerous academic responsibilities in this university. This today's talk, he will be delivering lecture on fundamentals of green manufacturing and its strategy. So I welcome Professor Shukla to kindly address the session. Welcome, sir. Kindly take the charge of the session, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Viplo and his team. Am I audible? Anybody can confirm?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay, thank you. Warm good mornings to all of you, dear participants and dear organizations. And I would like to, firstly, I would like to extend warm thanks to the organizers to providing this wonderful opportunity to me to share my understanding towards green manufacturing with participants, those who are sitting across the India, different places of the India. It's I should say that it's due to the technology we are unable to connect to each other. And now let's begin with my presentation. Let me start sharing my screen. Is it visible now? My screen is visible. Anybody can confirm?
No,
Viplav?
it is not visible.
Wait for a moment.
Okay.
I think it should be. Stop sharing. Then I have to click on that sharing button. No? Then I have shared over there this one. And now let me once. Okay. Open share tray. I have to go in open share tray. No? Manish?
Now, please share it again, sir. Once it is visible, then it is disappear.
Okay. Then I think due to the then now?
Yeah, it is visible, sir. Now it is visible.
Okay, thank you. Then I would request to you anyone if I would be disconnected or if something there would be some technical error, please let me know so that we can understand and stop my presentation and we'll try to reconnect because this might be one of the drawback of this online presentation. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much to Viplo for wonderful introduction and then. Today's topic of the presentation is fundamental of green manufacturing and its strategy because now the era means I should say that because why we should focus on that thing green manufacturing because this is a conventional manufacturing. I think the participants to the mechanical and production engineering or that is open for all. Anybody can confirm? Any participants? Viplav, I would like to ask one question to that. Mostly a majority, I can assume that the participants belongs to the mechanical and production engineering department, or that this program is open for all engineering stream
No, no, sir.
teachers. Mechanical.
Maximum are from mechanical engineering department, sir.
Okay, thank
Mechanical
you. Then
manufacturing
no
and
need to
production.
discuss too much about the conventional manufacturing system. Then now here I'll take my session, okay, on fundamentals of green manufacturing and its strategy. This would be my flow of the presentation. I'll first throw the light on motivation of the green manufacturing, why we should do. What is the reason behind that to think about the green manufacturing? Then after discussing over the motivations, then we'll go through the history of the manufacturing, how the manufacturing is evolved. That is also important to understand. What was the changes during last 100 and 200 years back, when it was started, how it was started, and how it moves, and what kind of the changes have been done during this journey of the manufacturing history. Then I'll discuss a little bit about the basic production and production terminologies. Then I'll also discuss traditional manufacturing systems. Then I'll try to establish the relationship between the sustainability and manufacturing. What is the need? Why manufacturing should be sustainable? What is the requirement? Okay, in that way, I'll try to bridge the gap between the conventional and green manufacturing. Then I'll arise that why we should do that thing. Then after having established that thing, then we'll discuss. I'll throw the light upon green manufacturing fundamentals, basics of the green manufacturing, definitions, approaches, principles of the green manufacturing, what should be, because to understand anything, you must have some principles. Then here I'll bring some important principles, well designed and established principles by which if you want to implement some green manufacturing in some green organizations, then if you'll adopt these kind of the principles, then definitely you will achieve somehow green practices in your organizations. Then last, I'll also tell about the green manufacturing practices. Then we'll discuss about what are the drivers and barriers. Suppose once any individual wants to implement green manufacturing after understanding of these basic concepts, then what drives to implement green manufacturing and what might be the reasons to stop that practices. Why people should not go ahead with the green manufacturing practices, I'll discuss in this particular section. Then lastly, I'll discuss about the implications, manufacturing strategy, conventional manufacturing strategy, and if we'll bring green in organizations, because conventionally something is there that is established one. Whatever manufacturing strategies, whatever I should say the strategy of the organizations to make the product, to produce the product, then if company will adopt some green practices in there, then what would be the impacts on those conventional manufacturing strategies? Then how company can change their strategies, what they should change, then to adopt the green manufacturing practices. So in that way, my entire presentation would be covered. Then let's move to the further. Motivation. Okay. Motivation of green manufacturing. Manufacturing has played a key role in the generation of employment, comfort, and wealth of nations since Industrial Revolution. Means there is a significant role of manufacturing in the development of any country in the form of manufacturing provides a lot of employment. It generates and it also creates the wealth for the organizations. That's why it has a significant role in development of any countries and any place and any organizations. And as per the United Nations, if the global population reaches the figure of 9.5 billion by 2050, do you know what is the current population of the world? It is around 6.7 or 7 billion. Then that is the estimation that by 2050, the world population would be 9.6 billion, or I should say approximately 10 billion. Think about that. Then what will happen? At that particular time, to sustain, to live, we need 3 equal mother earths. We have that limited resource. We have only one mother earth. then what would happen? That is one, I should say, the important, very important concerns. Everybody should think in that direction. How we can use the resources and natural resources. So that is the one concerns. That's why that gives that force us to think about the green manufacturing. How we should save our resources. Then that thing that means how we can make the product with unlimited resources. Then this kind of the concepts, this kind of the fundamentals would be given by the concepts of green manufacturing. Am I connected and audible to you now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. The manufacturing industry contributes a significant portion of the world's total energy and resource consumption. That is the biggest industry. I should say that manufacturing company consumes a lot of energy and resource. Then that is also important. That's why there should be means everybody should think about, everybody should target how we can make manufacturing industry more green. Then the energy consumption rose 61% between 1971 to 2016. Think about that. How we have changed. In 1971, if the requirement of the energy consumption was 1 unit, then in 2016 it is a 61 unit of the energy. Think about that. How we would be in future. What would be our energy need in the future? Then how we would be able to provide that level of the energy to every individuals. It would be very challenging with limited resources. Then now next is manufacturing is responsible for 30% of the world's total CO2 emission. Means it contributes, manufacturing industry significantly contributes the CO2 emission. Then these are the things which drives you to think, to decide, to adopt, yeah, I can say that to choose the manufacturing is an important sectors where you can apply the green things. Means you should think about how we can make conventional manufacturing into what changes should be done so that these can be addressed. Because we know we have only single Mother Earth. We can't change. We cannot increase the natural resources. Just we have to think about how we can manage available resources so that sustainability can be achieved. So these are the things which motivates towards thinking green manufacturing. Then after having said that, next moving to the history. I think this is a very interesting to you people also. I have brought the manufacturing history, how it was evolved, when it was started, how it moves, what changes have been done during last so many years. Then see it. This is what in 70s, near about 1700s, industrial revolution started. Means industries came into picture. They started doing some making some products. Moving further in 1782, steam engine was and great mechanically powered machines were introduced. Then that was the first invention, that is the steam engine. Then now 1786, wealth of the nation. People thought that manufacturing contributes in the wealth of the nation. In that way, manufacturing importance had increased that in that particular era. Then moving finally towards further 1790, interchangeable parts of the manufacturing area was introduced. Means parts, means they think about that parts should be interchangeable. In that way, evolution means some further steps have been taken. 80s, cost accounting, quality control system were introduced in 1800. Means how these can be helped. Means to manufacturing industry. Then these concepts, management concepts were introduced. Scientific management, White Taylor, work study, motion study. I think you might have means the participants belongs to the mechanical engineering department. They must have the basic knowledge of the industrial engineering. Then industrial engineering is introduced into industry to make more, to enhance the efficiency and enhance the productivity. Then next, 1933, mass production systems have had introduced. Human relations, importance of human relations in the manufacturing industries were highlighted. Then some OR techniques are also introduced in manufacturing, linear programming, computers, simulations, operational research. In that way, manufacturing evolved from 1700s to 1970, means some concepts. These are the Japanese concepts, that is lean, JIT, TQM, CM, CAD, CAM, all this introduced in the manufacturing. Then now e-commerce and ERP, and in after globalization of the economy, means all countries are open for oil kind of the business, they can import, export. Then the role of green revolution, means people are also asking about towards green products. Then the picture it come in 2000, after 2000 and 2010s, sustainable and green manufacturing. In that way, it shows the journey, how the manufacturing has evolved in last 210 and 250 years. Then with the help of this picture, this one, you can think about that. This shows, I think you might have heard about the Industry 4. Nowadays, people are thinking about the Industry 4.0. Lots of the research are being done in this particular area. Then what it is, started Industry 1.0, just basic manufacturing practices is started in 1970s, 70s. Then that was named as Industry 1.0, steam and water mechanization start. Then after some years, then it was named as Industry 2.0. Which kind of the activities were done in that particular era? That is the electric energy, mechanical control, system for machine, automation and mass production. And then what development? That in era 1969, it was named as the 3.0. That was called the era of the Industry 3.0. Electronic information and communication technologies were introduced in manufacturing, mechatronics, flexible automation and other techniques, quality management and all other things were involved in the manufacturing practices. Then that era was called as an Industry 3.0, and today's era is called Industry 4.0. Why it is called 4.0, what kind of the features and why it is this one? Then advanced software platform, industrial tools, big data analytics, AI and ML, additive manufacturing, smart manufacturing, all these things make it Industry 4.0. Then you might have seen the papers, research papers. Lots of the research papers are coming in this particular area, in the name of the Industry 4.0. So in this way, manufacturing industry evolved, which started in year 1700s, and now today it is named as Industry 4. This era is in Industry 4.0 era. Okay, isn't it? I think I am clear so far. If anyone has the doubt till now, then you may ask the question. In between also, I would be happy to give you answers. Okay, then if you'll not ask anything, then I should assume that you are getting everything. That is my assumption. Okay, in this particular presentation. And now moving next, basics of production. I'll tell you, because all of you know what is the production. Simply production is what? It's a transformation of input to the finished goods. Input may be what? Man, machine, material, process. A process is the manufacturing process, but input is what? 5 M's are the inputs. Then using the machines and system processes, you can produce finished goods by raw materials. That is the transformation. Okay, then that is called the production activity. I think everyone knows. Okay, that is the conventional production theory. Okay, then here I have brought this beautiful example to give the glimpse of the need of green manufacturing, because it's early morning and we should think about the breakfast. That's why I thought I should pick the example here. Cooking is compared as the manufacturing. Cooking is also manufacturing. Okay, so one of the international company that is called Enamis that produces or manufactured and cooked pancakes. Okay, in America, and to cook the pancakes, they need what? 7,000 pancakes are being, they produces 7,000 pancakes with the help of the 5,500 eggs, 1,000 pound pox, 600 glasses orange juice, 1,000 pots of the coffee, 100 cooks, 18 waiters. Then average time to cook breakfast is 60 seconds. Means what it represents? Simply it represents the inputs. Okay, to make the pancakes, these are the inputs. Then now here, as I said, manufacturing is equivalent. Manufacturing is represented by the cooking. Then moving towards next, another example, same. They food on modern cruise ship. Okay, what that ship has 12,000 meals they have to provide. Then what they use? They use various different things that is written over there. Then next is my question is that can same number of food with less energy and reduce waste be supplied? Is it a right question here? Yes, we should think about that. If we want to make our manufacturing more green or sustainable, then we should have this kind of the questions in our mind. Can same number of items or output with less energy and reduce waste with less resources can be produced? Suppose there are the industries, people are working on that, some manufacturing industry. Say for the example, making some, I should say the steel manufacturing. Then industry, what if they produce 1000 metric ton of the steel bar in a one day with the consumption of the that much of suppose X much of the units of the electricity, then company can think how we can reduce that consumption of the energy. Then what helps you? Then question arises whether these manufacturing services activities can be performed by using less energy and less resources. Can it be? Yes. If yes, then how? Then the how is what should be the how? Answer of the how is green / sustainable manufacturing. What my point? So in that way, in picture it comes. Moving towards further with the help of beautiful example, I tried to explain the need of green manufacturing. Then moving further, production technologies, terminologies, not technologies, terminologies. That is known to everyone. Transformation process of inputs, that mean materials, machines, man, money, methods into outputs. Outputs can be goods and services. But here main focus, what we are discussing about the manufacturing physical entity. Okay, we are not talking about the service industry here. I have brought all the examples of the manufacturing industry only. Transformation process is to be efficient and the output is of greater value than the sum of the inputs. That is the objective. Then here see this beautiful example. Transformation process can be this is physical or manufacturing. Then green manufacturing focuses on the transformation process can be done in any kind of the processes. Physical transformations means that is the typical example of the manufacturing. Raw materials are converted into finished goods. Then that is done by what? That is called the manufacturing. Then the scope of entire green manufacturing is focused on this manufacturing activities only. Then locational transportation or warehouse. Yes, there is a transformation from one place to another place. Materials are being transported. Here also exchange. You might have seen the example retail industry. Everywhere we visit to Big Bazaar, then we purchase something. Then there is also a scope of the what facilities are there, energy consumption is there, cleaning is there, wastage is there. Then everywhere there is a scope of the green manufacturing. But we are to make those processes green, but we are totally focused and concentrate on this manufacturing industry. Then traditional manufacturing system, all you are aware about this inputs, then the design, manufacturing, assembly, then final products. The natural resources are input and some waste are there. This is the typical picture or presentation of traditional manufacturing system. Okay, is it right? Yes. This way traditional manufacturing are being performed in the manufacturing industry. Then same question here also, I pose this question, can the same product be produced with less quantity of raw material and energy? Is it possible? Can we think about that? What would be the advantage? How we can do that thing? Yes, we can do. Then improve the efficiency, reduce waste, reduce defects. Then all these things gives the concepts of the sustainability and green manufacturing. In that way, this helps understanding of the basic concepts of the green manufacturing and sustainable manufacturing helps to answer or to make the same output with less quantity of raw material, less energy and less wastage. Then that way it covers entire things, this sustainable and green manufacturing, how we can reduce the consumption of energy, consumption of raw material, reduction of the wastage, then the answer is the green and sustainable manufacturing processes. Got my point? I think I'm clear so far. Next is objectives of traditional manufacturing. You might be aware about the traditional manufacturing's total focus on the productivity and input output efficiency. They never thought about to reduce the consumption and to reduce the less energy. Just they thought about the productivity. Just looking of the transformation from productivity perspective, that was the traditional manufacturing objective. Increase the output of high value added products, produce high quality products and services in economic and time bound fashion. That was the traditional manufacturing objectives, one of the produce goods that are needed and wanted. So these were the traditional objectives. Then now, after understanding the basic concepts, then now here I'll discuss about the sustainability and manufacturing. Okay, then how many of you are aware about this sustainability? Okay, this is a manufacturing. Manufacturing is what? As I said, I has motivated that it plays a significant role in the development of any country, and it supports the different manufacturing sectors. Then one side, it has a lot of advantages and it supports the growth, GDP, employment creation. But on the other hand, it has a lot of negative impacts towards environment. What are those things, sir? Global warming, as it causes, as I said, 31% of the CO2 emissions is being done by the manufacturing industry. Solid waste production, as I presented that 60% of the solid waste produced in the entire world, and the contribution of that 60% is from the manufacturing. The natural resource depletion, that is another concern. Yes, that is a limited resource. As I presented that by 2050, population will reach 10 billion. Then we have only single other Mother Earth. Then what will happen? If we'll go in this space, then we'll not have because limited resources, natural resources is very limited. Then we should think about that, how we can control it. Then consumption of energy sources. There is also another area where people should think about that. Then to mitigate or to reduce these kind of the negative impact of manufacturing is answered or is controlled by what? The answer is what? Green manufacturing. Okay. I think it is clear to all people what is the role, how it brings, means how it arises the need, and what. Now, after understanding of the need of the green manufacturing, then we'll move further how it can be. Okay. Then, as I said also that here also have brought some important points. 50% of solid waste produced by the manufacturing. Okay. Researchers have quoted this kind of the data they have brought this kind of the 20.2% of water removal is being done by the manufacturing industry. 22.2% of the Earth's fossil fuel is being used by the manufacturing companies. And energy demand accounts for half of the world's overall energy demand. Oh my God, it's a very big thing. Energy demand accounts for half of the world's overall energy demand by the manufacturing industry. If suppose overall world needs 100 units of the energy, then 50% is demanded by the manufacturing industry. Then in that way, demand also, let us see, means our lifestyle. Okay, we need a lot of physical items. Based on that, the demand which was earlier in year 2000, 2002, 3, the demand was suppose less, but now we are more consuming. And the consumer market is very high, paying capacity have increased, and demand of the products are also increased. Then what will happen? Then 80% are still produced by non-renewable energy sources such as coal, petroleum, natural gas. Then what will happen? In this way, if demand will increase, the consumption of the non-renewable sources will also increase. Then next comes. Then one of the, I should say that the technique for the green manufacturing is transforming or shifting from non-renewable energy source to renewable energy source. That's why you might have seen different government initiatives, and government is also giving some relaxation or subsidies to implement solar panel and some other wind energy panel, then tide energy, then how we should shift. That is important concerns. In that way, by doing these things, you may able to achieve sustainability. Then answer is this: always green manufacturing can help. Sustainable manufacturing can help to address these kind of the issues, existing issues. If will not address, then will not be sustainable. How will not be sustainable? Let me move. Let me take all you people in the further slides. Sustainability. Okay, what it is. This is a new paradigm in manufacturing. Sustain or maintain or endure. Okay, this is the important thing. Then only you can achieve sustainability. You should maintain whatever you have. The development that meets the need of present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their needs. That is the sustainability. If this concept is implemented in manufacturing industry, then only we can say that our manufacturing is sustainable, green. Means if we are exploiting the mother earth nowadays in that pace, whatever we are using now, then what will happen? After 20 to 30 years, everything would be consumed. Then what will happen for the future generation? The person who will born in year 2080, 2090, 2070, 3000, 21000, what will happen? Then we are not thinking what that, then whatever we are doing without thinking for the future generation, then that would not be sustainable manufacturing. That's why there is a important concepts, and we should bring the concepts of green manufacturing and sustainable manufacturing in our traditional manufacturing. Okay, then sustainable development is called what? It is a balancing effort to meet human needs without destroying or degrading the environment. This is the example of the sustainability. See this example. Suppose we make 50 grams of final steel in 2021 by using 1 kg of raw material. Then sustainability means that similarly in 2121, it will happen. The future generation, whatever would be there, they would be able to produce same quantity of this steel by using same raw material. Then we should think about that, how it will happen. Then that is the responsibility of the current generation, current people, to think about that and make our manufacturing so that it may happen in the future also. Future people will not suffer due to the improper thinking process of the manufacturing. Then after having discussed this one, moving to the next, green and sustainable manufacturing system. As I represented that the conventional manufacturing, here this picture says about and depicts the process of the green or sustainable manufacturing. Why it is called? Earlier you might have seen this. Here only this is a sustainable manufacturing. Okay. Then now, which kind of the things are added in a green manufacturing or sustainable manufacturing? This one. Okay. Lease may I think you have seen that wastes are there. Then you have to collect, reuse, recycle, disposal, redesign, collection of assessment, disassembly. In that way, sorry. In that way means reverse manufacturing concepts. 6R, then whatever we should not throw. Cradle to grave concept is not appropriate. Okay, means we should use as much as we can. Just I should quote one example here. I was doing my research and I evident that, and I proposed actually my research was on paint manufacturing industry. Then we have seen that you might have also observed we purchase our house paint. Everywhere color paint is there in the market. Asian Paint is the big manufacturer, and Asian Paint, Narrow Leg, and so on. There are various manufacturing industry. Then if you purchase 20 liter of the bucket, then you'll get the bucket. Okay. Then what is the use of that bucket? Once you purchase, then you keep it with you. Okay. Then similarly, thousand numbers of the buckets, thousand numbers of the buckets are being used by the paint manufacturing company, or just they supply to the customers, taking the money, and the customers will use. And certain level of the number of the buckets can be used by the customer house. Then next, what will happen? Then we suggested that they should come with one green initiative. They should open the collection center of used bucket. Then what will happen? Then company agrees that thing, and now you'll see in metros, in small places, that is not being implemented till now. In metros, Asian Paint had started that collection center of used paint buckets. Then consumer can go to that collection centers, deposit that buckets, and they have fixed some price for the 1 liter bucket, 10 rupees, or 5 rupees for 20 liter buckets, 60 rupees or 100 rupees. Then consumer will go there and deposit that bucket. Then they can get some money. Company can get their used bucket. That bucket can again, that bucket can again reuse by that company. This is example of the reuse. Company no need to purchase, no need to make again that bucket. While making the buckets, then what will happen? More energy, more raw materials are required. Then that small initiative saves a lot of resources and energy. Then in that way, this is small initiatives. Then this is the means in that way, green manufacturing can be implemented. And in any so these are the some approaches I'll discuss in coming slides. Then the definition of the green manufacturing is given by US Department of Commerce. It defines green manufacturing is the creation of manufacturing products that use processes that minimize negative environmental impacts, okay, conserve energy and natural resources, and are economically sound. One of the researchers, Ten et al. 2008, also defines green manufacturing is an imperative manufacturing strategy for the 21st century, integrating all the issues of manufacturing with its ultimate goal of minimizing environmental impact and resource consumption. Then the focus is what here? The production, conventional production process is what? Just conversion of the raw material into finished goods, while considering the what? Productivity is the main focus. But here, other things are also the main focus. They should use less energy. They should use less raw material. The environmental impact of the manufacturing should be less. In that way, it differentiate green manufacturing differ from the conventional manufacturing or production processes. Then objectives of the green manufacturing is what? Minimize the production of greenhouse gases. This is one of the objective. Maximize the recycling. We should make the product. We should think about that, how we can recycle. The company can think about that, how product should be designed so that maximum recyclability can be achieved. Eliminate or minimize the waste. Lean approach in the product and process both. Conserve raw material, ensure its availability for future generations. Then only you can say that they are thinking towards the sustainability, minimize energy consumption during production, develop product that consume minimal energy during operation, eliminate non-eco-friendly process in manufacturing. Apart from the conventional objective, these are the additional objectives which makes manufacturing more green. That's why conventional is always there. You should turn raw materials to the finished good. That is ultimate objective. But keeping that objective as well as adding these another objectives, these objectives helps you to save your natural resources, reduce the CO2 emission. In that way, both the gain kind of the advantage and a win-win situation. Then in that way, you can say that if you'll think about these objectives, how these objectives can be used, how you can change, what changes are required to achieve these objectives, then you can say that you are moving towards green manufacturing practices. Then, as I said, traditional manufacturing focuses on productivity. Green manufacturing focuses more on sustainability aspect. Then now, after understanding this, where the green manufacturing, what should be the elements of the green or sustainable manufacturing? Then if you say that only we will make products are green, we should design our product green product. We should use raw material. We should use green raw material. Then it does not fulfill the need. Yeah, you can say that the objective of the green manufacturing. Then organizations should think collaboratively. They should focus on their products and processes. Processes also the machines which you are using. Then you should think whether it is how much energy it is using. You might have seen nowadays energy consumption rating are there on the machines. Then integrated way, all these things should be considered integratedly so that you can achieve. Either if you focus only one kind of the aspects, then you'll not be able. You might means I should say that you'll not be able to achieve sustainability. Then you should consider all the aspects, product, process, and your entire systems to make manufacture to make green, not only in isolation. Means if you work in isolation, then you'll not be able to achieve some anyhow. That's why this is called the elements. Means what area company should focus to achieve green manufacturing. Then these are the areas. Those should be focused. Those should be means company should work on all the areas simultaneously to get the green manufacturing. Then this is elements. Oh, in this way. Then common approaches. Okay. Then total life cycle approach is a very important and well-known approach that is given by I have taken it from the papers Jawahir 2006. What he says is there is a life cycle product. You know, the life cycle is what? Life cycle is total life cycle means pre-manufacturing. If we are extracting the material, then we also think about that. How we can make extraction more green, more sustainable. Then if we'll go into the manufacturing after extraction of the raw material goes to the manufacturing. Then we should make manufacturing more green. Then what kind of the activities can be done? Then use after making the products, it goes to the customer. Then customer should also think what we should make changes on the product at the while using that product. जैसे बोले ना कि I said that कि there should be a product. There is nowadays we are getting the refrigerator, air conditions, energy rating. Okay, then in that way it helps to use also how long we can use that thing. After use, can we throw it directly and we can waste it? No, we should design our product in that way. Just see this one post use also. Then these are the stages where you can think, where you can come, where you can bring the concepts. Then in that way, all these 4 stages you have to broad, you have to change your mindset. Manufacturing companies should change their mindset to make their existing manufacturing practices more green. Then another concept is the 6R approach. As I said, 6R are what? Reuse, recycle, recover, redesign, remanufacturing. These are the 6R concepts. Okay, then how see this graph? This is the value versus manufacturing style. What was happening? These are the manufacturing stage, pre-manufacturing, manufacturing, use, and in conventional way, what after use, what actually we used to do? Just we dispose it. Landfill kar diya, khatam. That is okay. Then now, picture comes. Post use means they should reuse. Okay, then disposal, then they should go, it make more recyclable, recover, remanufacturing, then use. Then in that way, 6R approaches helps to enhance the life of the product. Then in this way, we should not directly throw our material after using. Then there should be a concept. These concepts helps. This 6R's approach helps to enhance the life of the product, and in that way, savings means in that way we can have long life of the products. Then here also you can understand. Okay, these are what different life cycle stages. In this way, products are being manufactured. Design is a one stage, sourcing is a one stage, manufacturing, packaging, use to the end of life, and remanufacturing. In all the stages, people can think how we can apply the 6R. Just take an example of this stage, design. तो क्या करना चाहिए? It should be redesigned. Design for environment means the product should be designed so that in such a way कि it should consider it should use less toxic material. It should use materials which can be recyclable easily, removable easily. In that way, at the time of designing the product itself, design engineers should consider. In sourcing also, we should what? Sourcing means purchase department should think about that. We should have a green raw materials. In that way, in all manufacturing stages, different 6R approaches can be applied to achieve green practices. Okay, in that way, company can achieve after applying these approaches. That is a very important approach. That is called the 6R. These 6Rs is what? Reuse, recycle, remanufacturing, recover, and reduce. In that way, these are the 6R approaches that can be applied in any life cycle stage of the product. Then green manufacturing requires that all manufacturing organizations should aim for the following 5 activities that would help the environment across its entire supply chain with activities that are identified. Then energy use reduction. That is the one approach. Then it helps 6Rs helps to achieve this one. Use of renewable energy sources boosts energy efficiency. Then the which it signifies, or you can say that is reflects the reduce concept. Then water use reduction, recycling of water, zero liquid discharge, reduce and reuse. Emission. This can be done through recycling and developing new technology to stop pollution. Waste generation reduction, recycle, reduce, reuse, remanufacturing concepts are applied in this kind of the stage. Raw material reduction, reduce, redesign, and remanufacturing. I should quote one example here. When I was doing my research, then we found that you might have seen that water paint we use in our decorating our walls in a household activity in our houses. That is called the water-based paint. Water-based paint is one of the important raw material is called that is titanium dioxide. That is called TiO2. Okay, TiO2 is mixed with the water to make the water paint. Okay, which is being applied into our houses to color the houses. Then what happened? What we observe is that. Yeah, and the nature of that TiO2 raw material is the little bit sticky. Okay, sticky means it has a property of some stickiness. Okay, then what will happen? We have seen that means thousands of bags, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 of the bags. It comes in bags. Okay, that plastic bags of 50 kg or 50 kg, 30 kg bags. Then we observed that there was one big machine. All the bags are being opened and put on that big water tank. Okay, then after opening of that bag and pouring into the big water tank, what was happening over there? Some amount of that, because TiO2 nature was sticky, then some amount of that TiO2 was left inside the bag. Then I observed that the number of bags are 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 bags, and amount was, I manually observed that that was the significant amount which was thrown. Okay, with the bags. Okay, then that was the wastage. Directly that bags are waste. Okay, then what I thought is why we should not remove this raw material which are left in the bags and we are throwing it as a waste. Then we suggested that it should be recovered. Then how it should be recovered? Then we surveyed